Good morning everyone. Our group topic is Smart Shelves. My name is Juzishan. I'm going to talk about the case study of smart shelves. So the first thing we notice when we do the case study is the retailers lose nearly $1 trillion of sales because they don't have on hand what customers want. To put it short, it is out of stock. So out of 100% of out of stock in situations includes 32% of empty shelves. Next is customer fail to find staff to help. It abandons 16%. Other than that, the customer found the staff but cannot find the merchandise they need. It abandons 17%. The next thing is the product price in the store do not display. It abandons 18%. The last 17% go to other reasons. The smart shelves can automatically keep a track of the inventory in a retail establishment. It is the most feasible solution to address the retail in-store challenge. The next thing I'm going to talk about is background study. Nowadays, digital transformation is next on the retail industry innovation list. Online retailers are enticing shoppers with anywhere, anytime shopping, faster delivery, and personalized products and simple returns. Customers are not satisfied with items that are out of stock in physical stores. Smart shelves are wireless inventory control systems that are fitted with weight sensors and RFID readers to keep track of the inventories. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the problem statement. We have two problem statements here. The first problem statement is how to notify the retailer about the situation of misplaced or out of stock of items on the shelves. The second problem statement is how to keep track of the quantity of various items on the shelves at the specific interval.
My name is Nishin Chong. Next, I will present about the literature review. The first part of the literature review is the similar existing system in market, which is eChoice Smart Shelf technology. The figure shows the flow of the eChoice Smart Shelf technology. First, the items are placed on the shelf. Each item on the shelf is attached with a screw tag that has a unique ID that contains encoded digital data about an inventory item. The smart sensor with camera will monitor and track the tags all the times to calculate the number of stocks and their position. When the customer picks items from shelf, the sensor will call the system to reduce the number of items left on the shelf. If the number of items is low, the sensor will detect it and the data will send to the cloud platform. An alert will trigger for replenishment and the robot will replenish the shelf once it receives the alert. The advantage of this technology is it is easy for replenishment and it will track the misplaced item and the pricing will display on the shelf. And also, this technology has three disadvantages. First, each item needs to attach a screw tag which is time consuming. And second, the item behind the first row on the shelf may not be visible by the camera that is needed to track the items and positioning. Third, instead of screw tag and camera-based sensor, RFID technology can be a better choice. The second part of the literature review is cloud computing service, which is Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and GCP, Google Cloud Platform. AWS, the strength of the AWS is it is a dominant market. It has a dominant market position, and it is support for large organizations, and it is extensive for training. And the weakness of AWS is it is difficult to use and it has cost management. And the strength of Microsoft Azure is it is a second largest provider and integrate with Microsoft tool and software, and it has a hybrid cloud and support for open source. While the weakness of Microsoft Azure is issue with documentation and incomplete management tooling. The strength of GCP is it is designed for cloud-native business and commitment to open source and portability. The weakness of GCP is it has fewer features and service and historically not as enterprise focused. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.
This project proposed to build smart shelf using technologies of RFID, Raspberry Pi to act as IoT sensors, and AWS to notify the retailer about the situation of misplaced or out of stock of items on the shelf through email. To keep track of the data of shelf item quantity stored in database at specified interval. This is the AWS architecture diagram for our smart shelf. Assuming every area with certain parameter on the smart shelf and every product placed on the shelf have one RFID tag attached to them. The RFID reader will gather this data for each shelf at certain interval and send to a Raspberry Pi, which acts as the IoT sensor. And this IoT sensor will process and send the data containing the product ID, the product quantity, and the location of product being placed on the shelf currently to the IoT core to trigger the first AWS Lambda. The first AWS Lambda will check if the location of product being placed on the shelf currently matches the location of product ID retrieved from DynamoDB table. If yes, the latest product quantity is updated to the DynamoDB table. If no, the product is assumed to be misplaced on the shelf. The Lambda will trigger SNS to send a message to the email to notify the staff to put the product back on the correct location. Then, every product quantity updated to the DynamoDB table will trigger the second AWS Lambda to check if the value changes from positive value to 0, which means the item is now out of stock. If so, the Lambda will trigger SNS to send a message to the email to notify the staff to replenish their product. At specified interval, the DynamoDB table data is exported to the S3 using data pipeline for backup and for visualization using Amazon QuickSight. QuickSight will visualize the data in the form of bar chart by categorizing product location, such as soft drink, noodles. So with this, the staff can monitor the product quantity in each location category and take action accordingly. Now I'll show the demo where the item is misplaced on the shelf. A SNS will trigger the message. And then the quantity file will remain unchanged. Another condition will be the item is placed correctly but become out of stock. The quantity is updated as expected and SNS will trigger the message